I'll just go ahead and start with a little story about myself and kind of tell you why I am and why I am who I am today. As a young girl, it was decided that after school every day, I was to walk a half a block down the road to a board and care where my grandmother was a nurse. And for those of you who do not know what a board and care is, basically it is a home-like setting for individuals who need care. So you can imagine that at 6 years old, I was not excited about needing to walk down to this board and care and spend my afternoons there. But after some years of having the opportunity to meet different people who came through the board and care, and some of these people were 60, 70, sometimes 80 years my senior at that particular time, I got an opportunity to really do what the average person doesn't get an opportunity to do, and that's to listen to their stories and help them if they needed help. Every day that I'd come to the board and care, it'd be a different adventure. You know, one day we'd do bingo, the next day maybe arts and crafts, and sometimes we'd just get an opportunity to go out into the garden and water the tomato plants. But whatever it was, we had a blast. And after doing that for about 7 years, I felt like I was just part of the game. And so what I got an opportunity to do at that board and care has really had a direct impact on what I do today. So I work at a retirement community, and I'm in charge of approximately 200 people, their day-to-day care. And you probably think, wow, 200 people and they have that many issues? Well, obviously not all at the same time, but when they do have these issues, I am the person that kind of navigates them through whatever it is that they're going through. And so, you know, it probably sounds like it's just all peaches and cream, and it is sometimes. We have some awesome people who have dedicated their lives to our communities. We have some CEOs who live in our community, and now they need help. They need my help and the help of my team, and it is a pleasure to be able to do whatever it is that those people need. So I'll give you a story about one of our residents who had a massive heart attack, and he had to be taken to a local hospital. Well, it's actually 40 miles away from our retirement community. And his daughter was across the country, and she was just distraught that she wasn't here in California when her dad needed her the most. And so I told her, I said, don't worry about it. It's not on my way home, but guess what? I'm gonna go by, and I'm gonna make sure that your dad is okay. And just the relief that I seen over this gentleman's face when I walked through the door, because of course he's 40 miles from home, he doesn't know any of those nurses, he doesn't know any of those doctors, but the fact that he was able to see a familiar face, I think added some quality of life, and it really helped with his recuperation process. And you know, I get a chance to just meet a lot of people who are just, you know, they were our teachers, they were our nurses, they were the doctors of our communities. And I think a lot of us forget about that. And as people age, we tend to want to push them along and we want them out of our way. But they are people who we need to embrace and remember that one day they were you and I. And, you know, as we sit here right now, we're aging. And so if we pay it forward and be respectful and just show these people that we care, I think that it will add quality of life to every one of us here today. Do I want you to think that my job is very easy? Well, kind of, but it's not. I do have some people in our building who absolutely, well, did have some people in our building who absolutely did not care for me for whatever reason. And I had one particular gentleman who was just awful to me. Number one, he would never call me by my name. He'd call me Ann or Monica, or, I mean, he'd just throw out any random name, and I'd address him, of course, and try to fit his need. And he'd say mean things like, looks like you lost weight. And I'd say, really? And he goes, no, but it sounded good. So, you know, those type of people, those stories really stick with me. But on that gentleman's deathbed, I will never forget this. He asked me personally, he said, you know what? You're a good kid. And I need you to make sure that you're going to take care of my wife. And so I am taking care of his wife. I'm making sure that all of her needs are met. One other story is There was a lady who absolutely didn't like me either. I have no idea why. I had never done anything to her. But on her deathbed, she also asked me to forgive her for mistreating me. And so I could have said, with those experiences, you know what? I'm done. I'm never going to help another person. But I did not. I persevered. I continued to help this population because they are what I consider the forgotten ones. And with this whole technology thing going in the way that it's going, that's their worst nightmare. The people that I service are between the ages of 75 and 100 years old. So you can imagine the generation change from when they were my age or even your age. So what did I come here to tell you today? Just be mindful of the people that are in our presence. You never know. Just because someone is 95, 85, 75, whichever the case may be, they are somebody. And when they were my age, their lives were bigger. They had jobs that were bigger than life. And so what I'm asking for you to do is just be mindful of those people. Be respectful. If you have an opportunity to listen to their stories, make eye contact. Let them know that they do matter, because that is all they're asking. Thank you.